And just like that, I'm standing in front of the Fusion Bistro. As if I'd never gotten into the late model town car, I'm almost 1,000% sure I've been riding in, having the most existential conversation with the most peculiar doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of what I'd use to describe the driver, one Tennessee Milton. Or had I? Considering the depth of our possibly totally imagined conversation, I begin to sober up as I try to recall what seemed so real just moments ago. Kind of like waking from a vivid dream, and the instant you awake, you have damn near total recall, but 5 minutes later, those sharp details will have receded into the recesses of your subconscious beyond the tenuous grasp of recollection. Or maybe I was just too damn drunk. But more than the specifics, however my mind had gone in the last few minutes, it was more about the feelings that now dueled inside of me, engaged in a futile battle for dominance as they each were superior in their own right. A sense of distant guilt wrestled with unbridled elation, hope and ambition tussling with sinisterly tinged pragmatism. And in the midst of this menagerie of emotions, I felt a tap on my shoulder as the air was cut with the drunken slur of, "I am so fucked up, Michaels." Todd Brubaker, in all his partnership bestowed glory, was behind me, attempting to stand still, but looking more like a man stuck in a private hurricane. And as I turned to face him, I somehow knew what he'd say. It wasn't deja vu, but something much more omniscient. Looking for 1/10 of a millisecond, I understood everything in the universe from the beginning of time until its eventual millennia soaked in. And as Todd's lips moved, I had already answered what I somehow knew would be asked. And that has made all the difference. Time is a funny thing. When you're a kid waiting 12 months for Christmas or a birthday, seems like an eternity. Childhood lasts a century, if you're fortunate. But after a certain watermark, the years bleed into each other like pastel hues of memories, regrets and triumphs blending indiscriminately. I've been a partner at the firm for over 9 years now, each year more bountiful and prosperous than the last. And quietly, as a part of me celebrated, another part ruminated on that night almost 10 years prior. The night I called a ride for Todd Brubaker. The night I declined to share a ride with him, feeling somewhere deeper in my gut that it would have portentous results for him. For me, it would yield a decidedly more succulent fruit. No one could have known the inkling I had that kept me safe and put Todd in a coma for a year and a half. And in that time, my star rose brilliantly. I took the big cases and was victorious every time. Within 2 years of that fateful night, I was promoted to partner on the basis of undeniable merit. And even now, with all the acclaim and success, I somehow always felt there was a bill past due that couldn't be settled with something as paltry as money. There was a different currency required. So as I stepped in the elevator that Friday night, resplendent in a tailored Brooks Brothers suit, I was lost in thought, gazing at the city's skyline through the plate glass of the elevator, only peripherally noticing the elevator operator, as peripheral as the weird notion that taking the stairs tonight might be a good choice. But at 26 stories up, it wasn't practical, despite what my physician would say. So I chose the elevator. And as I told the operator, going down, ground floor, I couldn't ignore his voice as he replied, "Aren't you all? Aren't you all?" And as I looked at the door to the steps, as the elevator doors closed, in that split second of its beginning descent, as the cables that hoisted us could be heard violently snapping above, ensuring this steel conveyance would, within 60 seconds, become a steel tomb, I realized where I knew the operator's voice from and what his name was, even as I saw it clearly on his nameplate. T. Milton. shit, if only I would have took the stairs.